Now all along we have been practicing Bhakti Yoga, but have to be practicing Karma Yoga. So now I come to Karma Yoga, performing my duty of rendering the vote of thanks. So I am Srinivasan, President of Sanskrit Academy, and the Sanskrit Academy and Kuppuswami Sastri Research Institute. Both of us are jointly hosting this seminar, and all these Sanskrit, Kuppuswami Sastri Institute people have chaired the sessions and inaugurated, and I am just thanking all of you, especially Kuppuswami Sastri Research Institute people, for accommodating to conduct this seminar. To them for this first. Bhakti is not mere latter day invention or latter day activity. Even in Brahma Sutra, when we take Brahma Sutra Bhashya, first, when we look at Shankara's Brahma Sutra Bhashya, Shankara has subscribed to the doctrine of Jnana Devatu Kaivalyam. That is, moksha is possible by Jnana only. But when you look at the different adhikaranas, what is the special topic of each and every adhikarana? What is the purport of each and every adhikarana? That is, what is the idea behind each and every Vedic sentence which has been discussed in those adhikaranas? Because ideas generally discuss the meaning of each and every sentence. Say, what happens in the court? They take up particular statutory provisions when two plaintiff and defendant, when they are discussing, they take a particular statutory position whether this particular crime has been committed under a particular statute or something like that. So it is essentially discussion of the statutory provisions, and the discussion here is essentially whether the central idea is Nirguna Brahman or Ishvara. If the idea happens to be Ishvara, then only through bhakti the moksha can be attained. And if it is Ishvara, it cannot be through jnana. So, most of the discussions in Shankara's Brahma Sutra Bhashya also is oriented towards Ishvara, and through Ishvara it is bhakti. So, that sort of bhakti cannot be. And not only that, Shankara discusses lot of things. Karmangavabadda upasana, pratikopasana, sampadupasana, ahangrahopasana. There are different types of upasanas. All these upasanas are meditations. Meditation means concentration. Concentration is on bhakti only. So this sort of upasana has developed into what we call as, what we understand it as the latter day, the modern day bhakti and all those things. So this sort of karma, upasana and jnana. So jnanam nama, that is kriya is two types. Mental kriya and physical kriya. Mental kriya is upasana and bhakti, and physical kriya is rituals. This is how Shankara has presented in the Tattva Samanvayat, that is in the 4th sutra of the first adhyaya. This is how he has taken, and later on, in order to accommodate, because previously these upasanas happen to be Vedic upasanas, that is, the karmas have to be thought upon, meditated upon. If you take Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, the first Brahmana, it is called Ashwamedha Brahmana. We have to think of entire Ashwamedha Brahmana. We have to meditate. Entire Aranyaka is meditating on different karmas. So when you start meditating on different karmas, that may not be possible for later day people. Even performance of karma may be easier than meditating on. So the meditation slowly shifts, and also there are rooms in the Veda themselves. In fact, when Rama's coronation has been fixed, Dasaratha tells Vasishta, go and give them, initiate them, because previous overnight vigil has to be practiced before coronation. And Vasishta asks to give Diksha both for Rama and Sita to practice overnight vigil. And Rama says he spends his time in the house of Narayana, in the temple of Narayana. Upanishad, Ayodhya Kanda specifically says Narayanam Upaghamate. He went to the temple of Narayana, sat there throughout the night. So before proceeding to forest next day, both of them were awake throughout. This is how Ramayana also describes. And of course we know Hanuman, when went to Ashokavana, he demolished a Chaitya, a temple there, maybe whatever temple, and then with the pillars of the temple, he has what is called attacked all the Vanaras. So, sorry, all the Rakshasas. So, this is how the, the concentration on what we do bhakti slowly shifts. And that has, what is called Pauranic deities, which will be easier, something like that. And the Dravideshucha Bhuvisaha. This is how it is being discussed in the Bhagavata. It says, bhakti will be available predominantly in the South India. And Lakshmidhara, he has written Bhagavan Nama Kaumudi, and he has specialized how to take up this bhakti further. And Bhagavan Nama Bodhendra, the Shankaracharya of Kanchi Kamakoti Peetham, he is about 55th or 56th, that is contemporary of Sridhara Ayyawal. And he has written Harihara Chaturangam and so many Harihara Veda and all those things. In fact, modern day bhajans, all the bhajans they start when Todaya Mangalam is recited, Bodhendram, Bodhendram. So this is essentially Bodhendra, and Bodhendra is supposed to have entered into Sanjeevan Samadhi. So the Samadhi also is called very different types of Samadhi. Samadhis, Jiva Samadhis, Sanjeevan Samadhis. Sanjeevan Samadhis are Samadhi where the people who have entered into Samadhi are still supposed to be alive. So Bodhendra, Raghavendra and Jnaneshwara, all these people are supposed to be still living in their Samadhi and granting us all our boons. So Bodhendra also people, very devoted people, Mardhanallur Swamigal, who has what is called created the modern Bhajan Sampradaya, they are responsible for developing these concepts. In this way, every state, you have got Dasakuta in Karnataka and Varakaris in Maharashtra, like that, different, and Nathas in North India, different Bhajan Sampradayas, different Bhakti Sampradayas, all these people have there. All these things cannot be covered in one, even if it happened to be 2 days, all these things cannot be covered in 2 day seminars. They may take, what is called lots of time. So the bhakti is there from Vedic times. It is not as if developing by somebody. So to the best extent possible, we are giving an opportunity to the research students and young teachers to come forward, to share their experiences, to share their knowledge. Everybody is doing their research, to share their research with us, so that there will be interaction. Spardhya Vardhate Vidya, and not only that, Vadena. Tattva Bhubutsutada is Vada. Of course, we could not, because so many people have participated, we could not give time for all of us to discuss. So, but later on, it should be what is called, we have to restrict, but slowly we have to develop. We will not be able to restrict the number of papers. So, that sort of what is called some sort of mental block, we cannot restrict. We have to accommodate all the people. So, we could not give time for discussion, only presentation, and presentation also for lesser time. But anyway, we can have private time to discuss. Even though we could not discuss it publicly, we have private time to discuss all these papers. So we will be able to improve. Where we have committed mistake, what areas we have missed, or what are the new books, what are the new researches are available, how we can take them further. So all these things are opportunities for the young researchers. All these things are opportunities for the young students to meet their colleagues, to meet their compatriots, to meet other research scholars, to develop themselves and further develop their knowledge, further improve what is called output. In this way, these seminars are opportunities. And not only that, we are not doing it. Even Bhavabhuti says, in those days, when itinerant scholars, it is called, they used to go to different areas and travel from those areas. And when itinerant scholars came, the Patasalas declared holidays. It is called Siksha, what is called Siksha Anadhyayanam. That is, when great people came, their knowledge has to be shared and their knowledge has to be taken. And they might have brought new manuscripts. Those manuscripts have to be copied. So even though there were no modern communication system like that, mobile and WhatsApp and all those things, yet all the manuscripts, all the knowledge have spread very fast. Within 10 years, whatever book is written in Bengal was available in Tamil Nadu and Kerala. So these itinerant scholars, they spread. This is how people interacted and they have spread their knowledge. And we also now may not be exactly in that particular position, but through seminars and conferences, we are following the same tradition, same methodology, and it is an opportunity. And I thank all the teachers, all the different institutions who have sponsored their candidates to come here to participate in this seminar, and the professors, different professors and heads of the institutions who have recommended their students to participate, give their names, register in this seminar and participate here. I thank everyone and the students who have prepared, the research candidates who have strenuously prepared their papers, taken time to prepare their papers and come here and participated. But this would not have been possible without financial support. Always Saraswati has to be supported by Lakshmi. And this support was possible by various endowments. Even when we were fledgling association, people have created endowments, and these endowments we are continuing. Though these endowments may not be sufficient, we are mixing these endowments and taking few endowments together, combining them. And this time, we thought that all the endowments can be used for the seminars, and we have conducted about some 10 or 12 endowments. A few endowments from KSRI and a few from the Sanskrit Academy we have made use of during the previous seminar which you have conducted some time before. And in this seminar, we have used, first we started with a beautiful endowment, Kombur Ramabhadran Award. Kombur Ramabhadran R.T. Chari, he has created this endowment in the name of his father, and this endowment was to honor, to encourage his seniors, what is called the young scholars. When we honor the senior scholars, youngsters also can take what is called a leaf. That is how we have to develop, and in order to honor them. And he is giving about some 25,000 rupees to honor those scholars. And this year we have honored Dr. C.R. Anantaraman. I take what is called pride in A, because he was my senior, not directly, but very decade senior in Vivekananda College. He was a student of RKM Vivekananda College. And another important thing is, recently he has undergone an accident and his leg was amputated. He had an artificial leg, but in spite of that, without what is called the giving up courage, he self-drove his car and came all the way from Madurai, and not only came, but he gave a beautiful lecture about Bhakti, how Nilakanta Dikshitas Ananda Sakara Stavam, what is called, became important things of Bhakti. This Nilakanta Dikshitas Ananda Sakara Stavam and Atmarpana Stuti, they give a new dimension to Bhakti, he said. For example, Sundaramurti Nayanar, when he was about to marry, Sundaramurti, at that time Lord came and he said, you have been made slave by your grandfather. He has given what is called letter. He has given a document that is making you a slave. And Apaya Dikshita also says, I am committing all my lineage as slave to you. And Nilakanta Dikshita accepts it. So Atmarpana Stuti says, my lineage is a slave. And Nilakanta Dikshita says, he accepts it. And Apaya Dikshita refers to what is called Sarvamukti in Siddhanta Lesa Sangraha. So if you take Sarvamukti as a concept, this committing the lineage as a slave cannot be an ordinary thing. So these are all have relevant meaning, and they have got ontological and metaphysical concepts also. And I thank R.T. Chari Kombur Endowment and other endowments also, D. Ramakrishna Iyer Endowment and Anna Subramania Iyer Endowment. It is an Anna Subramania Centenary Endowment. And of course, the reference have been made. And Subhadra and Bhagirathi Ammal Endowment. And Lakshmana Sastri Endowment is a Mahamahopadhyaya. And Balambal and T.V. Nagara, they have got many endowments here. And Jayasri Endowment and T.M. Kuppuswami, he is called Tirupugal Mani. He has what is called for the spread of Tirupugal and in the Tirutani Padi Utsavam. And he happened to be a judge in Kerala also. And Shankari Endowment. And Professor S. Kuppuswami Sastri Endowment created by R. N. Sampath. And this speech, which we had the beautiful what is called the valedictory address by Dr. C.L. Radhakrishnan, and that was under Professor S. Rajagopalan Endowment. So we thank all the endowment makers for making this seminar and all such activities possible. And I thank C.R. Anantaraman, who has come all the way and inaugurated this seminar, and Dr. C.L. Radhakrishnan, he is C.L. Ramakrishnan, and he just, of course, in a way Radhakrishnan, we can say it like that, because he is like, and not just I'm what is called justifying my slip of the tongue, but he not only just gave valedictory address, he acted as the general president for these 2-day seminar. Not only he came before the seminar, and he remained all the 2 days in spite of his age, in spite of his position, in spite of course, we may not use the word busy schedule, except he was mentally engaged, but he was thoroughly, he has engaged himself very busily, very thoroughly. he was taking thorough notes. Though I was under the impression by valedictory address he may be making comments on all the people. But yes, as he said, I was enlightening myself. So in order to enlighten himself, he has taken thorough notes of all the people. But he has given a beautiful valedictory address and how Bhakti and all those things are there. So I thank him. And I also thank our chairman, Dr. S. Muthu, Dr. T.V. Vasudeva, Dr. G. Suresh, and Dr. T.N. Aramudan, Dr. Radha Raghunath, and Dr. L. Kumarswamy, who happens to be my classmate, I may forget it. So, these people were the different chairmen for the different sessions, and I thank Dr. R.K. Radhavan, our president of Kuppuswami. So, incidentally, I am also happen to be an emeritus professor here, and I can say our president, and he is an immense support and strength for the institute to conduct all our activities, and the staff of Kuppuswami Sastri Research Institute, and the research scholars, and the non-teaching staff, and the other people connected with this, and the members of the V. Krishnaswamy Educational Trust, and members of the governing body of Kuppuswami Sastri Research Institute, and all the people I thank. Okay, if anybody I have left out, please take it as I have thanked all of them. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. We will just finish with our Mangalam. Jiyat Samskrita Sarvabhauma Jayatat Shri Kuppuswami Bhudo Jiyat Samskrita Mandale Cha Satatam Tannamni Samstha Tatha Amartanda Himachalau Bhuvistitau Ya Samstaya Dharyate Seyam Bharata Samskritir Vijayata Datyat Sada Mangalam Seyam Bharata Samskritir Vijayata Datyat Sada